Hey guys, and welcome back. So on this video, I would like to talk about 3 free ways that you can find new readers. And I think it's very important to try and figure out what's the best option when you have a very small budget or very minimal, because being a self-published author particularly is very expensive, and you want to try and really cut down on what you can when it comes to finance, at least, because there are so many options for you to purchase, so to speak, and you really need to compare. So over the last few years, I've done a lot of different kind of programs. I've done a lot of different websites promising this and that. And when you don't have a budget for that, you really need to come back to the basics. So here are my 3 top tips that are for free as to how you can find new readers for your book. So tip 1 is offering giveaways on social media. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can do this. You can either do a physical paperback copy, which will of course cost you money, or there always is the option to send PDF or your own Mobi files, etc. to a reader's ebook specifically. So they may not necessarily purchase your product, but they will be interested. Say if you go on social media and offer a giveaway, and then you have 10 people enter and somebody wins, and then you send them through the book. So you need to do this safely though, and now that I think about it, I'll do another video on making sure you're protecting your books, especially when it comes to online. But you need to make sure that you're sending it directly to their Kindle, because you don't want to send a PDF or a Word document or anything like that specifically to anyone that you do not know or do not trust, because, and it's happened to me in the past, people will pirate it and upload it online for free. So you don't want to get into that because it can sometimes be difficult to get them off those sites. So just make sure you're doing this safely, but giveaways on social media, whichever one you prefer, is a very good option, because you're obviously going to have people interested, because everyone likes to win something for free. And that way you can meet new readers, perhaps already current ones that want your new book or whatever it may be. I think giveaways on social media is a really solid investment. Tip 2. I think this one's a really important one, because you need to be building a community around yourself. You need to be getting out there. You need to be contacting bloggers and such. You need to have your own kind of people, have your vibe, have your family. So my second tip would be to go onto Google and find book bloggers. So obviously there's hundreds and thousands of different book bloggers on there. You need to find the ones that are interested in your theme of book. So what I do, I will go on Google and I will write paranormal romance book blogger, for example, and it'll come up with a whole pile of different review sites. And these are either individuals or a team of reviewers who are very passionate about reading and will often upload, whether it's daily, weekly, monthly, they'll upload their recent reviews. So this does take a little bit of time, and you will have to invest that time into it, again, because it is free. Some reviewers may charge you for reviewing their book. I personally stay away from these reviewers only because it's not within my budget, but also you need to understand that these bloggers get sent through hundreds and thousands of requests monthly, if not yearly. So you need to be patient with them. They will either tell you within, usually it's like 3 to 6 weeks, as to whether they're interested in your book, but you will have to send through to them. You'll have to go onto their individual pages and fill out their form. So all of them could be different. Normally what it is that they're asking for is the blurb, how long has it been released for, and then they'll get a gauge as to whether that looks like something they're really interested in. Not all of them will want to read your book, and that's okay. A lot of them will already have 20 to 100 on their to-read list, and they may not have the time for it, but others may be like, yes, that is my book, I want to read that immediately, and they'll contact you. This is a good way to build up networking as well. I have a couple of good book blogger friends that I reached out through, whether it was social media or whether it was on Google, and I've become really good friends with them. And every book now that I release, I will send them and say, hey, this is my new book, do you want to read it? And 50-50, sometimes if it's a new series, they're not interested in that one, that's fine. Or if they are, amazing. So it's a really good way to get your books out there. Again, this will take you a bit of time, but if you're just starting out especially, I would recommend taking this time to especially have a look at who's out there, what book blogging groups are out there, what other books are doing. It's a great way to go onto these websites so you can really have a look at the theme as to how book bloggers present as well. And the good thing about these not only becoming a reader is that they publicly review as well, usually on numerous platforms. So be Goodreads, Amazon, their website, to their mailing list, perhaps YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. There's so many different places that they will review, and all of those SEO backlinks are all going straight to your website and to your book. So I think this is a really good investment. So this would be probably my best and top tip in this theme. My third tip is Goodreads community and groups. I started off doing this when I first released my first couple of books. I became so immersed in the world of Goodreads, and there's so many different groups and communities on there that you can connect with, obviously for different themes, for different reasons. But I was going on there, one, to connect with other authors, but two, to find new readers. And this is a place where a lot of readers in general and book bloggers will go on to and are fishing out for a new read. And of course, this is something that you'll have to deliver to them, usually for free. There are different groups and communities where you can promote your book in hope that somebody will purchase it. Basically, what you'll find in when you're trying to find free sites and such, or trying to gain readers immediately, is that you may have to offer a book for free. And it's up to you. Personally, I've done this on numerous accounts because I think it is a very good investment. You may not like the idea of giving your book away for free, but with that said, this is another way of creating traction for your books online. And if you are really craving to get new readers, especially for free, if you're not putting a massive budget into this, then this is the best way to start causing traction, to get new readers, to get influencers and book bloggers and such. So you probably will have to offer something for free, because you can't really approach somebody and say, hey, I want you to buy my book, because that's a sales pitch that nobody is going to buy. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of 3.5 here, because I should have kind of put this in the social media one and I only just thought of it now. But another amazing way to get new readers is Instagram. I love Instagram. And what I often do is I will go and I will find book bloggers on there that I think would like my books, because I've gone through their page. I can see the beautiful images that they've taken of books of similar theme to mine. If he or she read this book or that book, then that's kind of the same category as mine and kind of the same theme. So they might actually really enjoy my book. So what I would then do is I would contact them and I would say, I absolutely love your page. I loved that book too. I love this photo, because they do have some beautiful photos up there. And just say, if this interests you, this is one of my books. Would you like a copy? In this case, I would usually, if they agree, I would send them a paperback. No matter where they are in the world, I would send them a paperback, because usually they will take a photo of it in their beautifully presented way. And I'm not as creative as these beautiful content makers, so to speak, but I can't take a photo to save my life. Whereas their photos are beautifully designed. And I just love it, because it's also a way that you can use these photos, if with their permission, of course, but you can then use these for advertisement and such as well. And then they'll post to their hundreds or thousands of followers, and your photo may get 300 something likes, but again, this is advertising in a sense. So of course, I'm more than happy to send them a free paperback if I'm going to get further exposure and another reader and review. And again, a lot of these book bloggers will have their own website page, Goodreads account, Amazon account, so you're really winning here. I'm an Instagram advocate, sorry guys, but I love it, and I would definitely recommend giving that a go as well. But do make sure to make it personal. Don't just reach out with a generic copy and paste message because they can smell it a mile away. Make sure that they're actually somebody that you think is going to be interested in your book, because there's no point in you wasting your time, because they're not going to reply, and if anything, they might be a little bit offended. So just make sure that you are actually going for bloggers and reviewers who would be interested in your work. And often on their pages, they will say as to whether they are interested in certain themes. Don't think just because your book is so phenomenal that if they only read women's humour, that they'll love your dark fantasy because your book's so great. No, they're just going to scrap it and never reply to you again. And you've just wasted 5-10 minutes filling out that form or contacting them. So make sure to stay away from that. Well guys, thank you so much and I hope that helped. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me or ask or even comment. I love those. But I hope this really helps and good luck. And yeah, it's amazing. Have fun with it. You're about to meet some amazing people. So really have fun with it and just make sure that you're reaching out to the right people for you. Again, make sure you're not going for those who will have no interest in your genre because you're just going to waste your time. I can't stress this enough. But you will find many of hundreds of people that would love your book, but first they just need to hear from you and you need to reach out to them. And just have patience. Remember that these readers have big TBR lists as well, like we all do, and just thank them. Thank them so much for reading your book and leaving a review. Hope this helps guys and much love. Talk next time. Bye.